China has revised the total number of COVID-19 deaths in the virus epicenter city of Wuhan by a 50% increase. According to the latest figures, 3,869 people are now known to have died from coronavirus, not 1,290 previously reported. Chinese state media said the undercount had been due to insufficient admission capabilities at overwhelmed hospitals at the peak of the outbreak. They say while hospitals were overloaded and medics were overwhelmed with patients, belated missed and mistaken reporting occurred. Associated Press points out the embarrassing stats glitch will add to the unanswered questions surrounding the accuracy.
New guidelines have been released by the White House outlining a phased approach to resuming normal economic activity in the United States. However, President Trump and his coronavirus task force team say it'll only be for regions with solid testing systems and places seeing a consistent downtrend in COVID-19 cases.
President Trump has outlined a three-phase set of guidelines to gradually restart the economy. At a coronavirus task force briefing at the White House on Thursday local time, Trump announced plans to allow the phased reopening of closed businesses with strict guidelines.
Therefore, my administration is issuing new federal guidelines that will allow governors to take a phased and deliberate approach to reopening their individual states.
I'll bring you some breaking news now, and we have just had the latest figures from the Department of Health on COVID-19 deaths, and what they tell us is that 14,576 people have now died in hospital after testing positive for coronavirus. On yesterday, that's 847 more people who've lost their lives since yesterday's figures.
Japan's public broadcaster NHK on Wednesday asked WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus to answer recent criticism over the WHO's exclusion of Taiwan and its handling of Taiwan's early coronavirus warning. Notably, Dr. Tedros chose not to respond to the question, leaving the mic to other officials at the daily press briefing.
A reporter for Japan's NHK directed a question at Tedros on the touchy subject of Taiwan, but the WHO Director General did not answer, letting a colleague speak instead.
Multiple sources of reports on the 31st of December regarding a cluster of cases of atypical pneumonia in Wuhan, China. In fact, they emanated from a press release or a publication on the website of the Wuhan Health Authority.
Ten nurses have been suspended from their jobs for refusing to treat coronavirus patients. Those nurses all work here at Providence St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, California. They say the hospital did not provide them with N95 masks, making them vulnerable to infection. But now, the hospital, which says it's begun providing N95 masks to everyone treating COVID-19 patients, has placed them on paid suspension pending an investigation. How legitimate are their concerns? This brave nurse lost her life after being exposed to coronavirus.
Before she was stricken, 33-year-old Danielle DeCenso complained about the lack of personal protective equipment at the Miami area hospital where she worked. She sent her sister a worrisome text just days before she got sick. This place is filled with corona. Oh, and they don't have masks.
Every 17th of April, Palestinians remember family members and friends incarcerated in Israeli prisons. But the day is often marked by protests. But this time, due to the virus lockdown, there were no protests. Instead, there are grave fears COVID-19 spread in Israeli prisons. Majid Barbar was sentenced to 20 years in an Israeli prison after being found guilty of protesting the Israeli occupation. He has served 19 years. Now, his wife Fatima wants him to be released immediately due to the COVID-19. Last month, around 5,000 Palestinian prisoners appealed to local and international bodies to ensure their own safety inside Israeli jails. And international bodies such as the Arab League were urged to put more pressure on Israel to release Palestinian prisoners.
The daughter of infamous Mexican drug lord Joaquin Guzman, known to all by the name El Chapo, has been distributing food, basic medical aid and essential packages to poor and pandemic-affected people in several cities in Mexico. Guzman's daughter, Alejandrina, was seen packing toiletries, hand sanitizers, food and other essentials into cardboard boxes before distributing it to those in need of them. The packages that were being distributed also bears a glossy logo and stenciled brand image of Guzman on it. The food package, known to many as Chapo's provisions, included rice, oil, sugar and some beans. It was being distributed in Guadalajara, Mexico's second largest city.
कुछ मिल रहा तो है नहीं गवर्नमेंट बोली पैसे मिलेंगे बाटला आएगा ये आएगा वो आएगा मगर ऐसा कुछ पॉसिबल नहीं हुआ है
Gun's unpinned.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's coming up. They're taking the bow.
Fly into a Marc Chagall painting from your bed.
or sink into the tragedy of Millais's Ophelia with ingredients from your kitchen. From Edvard Munch to Michelangelo, social media users are giving art classics a quarantine makeover. The Russian Facebook group Izolyatsiya, or Art Isolation, started as a challenge between friends in Moscow. Just a few weeks later, it has nearly 500,000 members from all over the world. The rules of the group are simple. Use a classic, like this Leonardo da Vinci painting, take the photo at home and use props that you happen to have lying around in quarantine. Photoshop is not allowed.